madaxweynaheena madaxweynaha Soomaaliya.
Across the country, Somali immigrant communities, especially those in Minnesota and Michigan, often find themselves in the national spotlight. News coverage, political speeches, viral debates, they're all constantly circling these cities, turning them into ground zero for conversations about our identity, our policy, and how our culture is here in America. But why do they garner so much attention? And not just that, but how did they become such a national focal point in America's political narrative? In this video, that's exactly what we're talking about and unpacking. The controversies, the narratives, and the deeper focus as to why these conversations keep resurfacing. And why politicians like President Trump so often direct their focus sometimes to these communities. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe and let's dive right into this video.
They contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks.
This reminds me of OG Trump. This reminds me of 2016 Trump just ripping it to shreds and not giving a single F. This is what people voted for. Just someone just telling it like it is. And I'm sorry, I have to give credit where credit is due. He's not wrong here. When we talk about what these Somalis and Arab immigrants have done to places like Michigan and Minnesota, it's wild because they've literally turned it, at least for Somalia's sake, they've literally turned into little Somalia. And personally speaking, I've never understood why you would leave a country, come here, and then turn here into said country you left. Why are you fleeing a country just to turn it into where you don't want to be? And this extends past like Somalia and stuff. This is like every nation. People are like waving the Mexico flag and during the ICE protests, like, then go. If it's so great, then go. But you literally have Somali refugees waving the Somali flag. I'm sorry, you're a refugee. Like you're. Does that make sense to y'all? How are you fleeing your home country, seeking refuge here, but then wanting to recreate what you left here? That doesn't add up, and people are seeing it non-stop.
And we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries too. I can say it about other countries too. We don't want them the hell. We have to rebuild our country.
When I hear Trump say, we don't want them in our country, I don't hear him saying we don't want those brown people in our country. We don't want like the actual like individual in this country. To me, I'm hearing that as we don't want the people that are not going to assimilate here. We don't want you here. Why are you here? Again, if you're just trying to emulate what the country is that you left, go back there. You're in America. We're keeping America, America. You can come on over here. You can immigrate and assimilate. But you can't immigrate and then turn it into what you left. For the conversation's sake, for us being here right now, if we all say, you know what, let's go travel to Tokyo, we have an expectation of what Tokyo is. If we say, oh my gosh, let's travel to the Bahamas, we have an expectation of what the Bahamas is. We should have that same expectation for what America is. I should be in America and be experiencing America, not Somalia, not the 5 a.m. calls to prayer. Not you shutting down Times Square doing a mass prayer. That's not me being hateful. It's just I'm in America for a reason, right? This is our country. We have cultural norms and there are some things that web and flow and it changes. I get that. But there's some stuff where there's a lot of people now looking around like, what the hell's going on? It's fair to have that assessment, and it's fair to say, we don't want you in America if you're not going to assimilate. Why are you here? Visit all you want. But if you're going to live here, abide by America's rules like you do everywhere else. You go to Japan, you abide by who? Japan's rules. You go to Dubai, you abide by who? Dubai's rules. You don't go to Dubai, wave an American flag, have sex on the street, do whatever you want. No, you'll be put in jail. They have morals, they have standards, they have groundings of what they expect Dubai to be. Do I disagree with a lot of things that they put in place? For sure. But they stand on business. And America should be standing on business.
We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other. And we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain.
That's all they do is complain about America. America this, America that, white people this, white people that. Then why the hell you here? Leave. You sought refuge here. You got refuge here. You are trying to help more Somalians seek refuge here. If it's that bad, don't come here. It's a very simple observation. It's a very simple take. If you hate America, don't be here. It's one thing if you're born in America, you're an American citizen, and you calling out some different things you don't like and you want to address it, cool. But coming from another country, no. We can't do that. And like Trump said again, we are at a tipping point, and this is why it's a national conversation day in and day out, every few couple years. Why? Because it's time we really start paying attention to what's going on in our own country and it withering away. One, the crime. Two, the cultural identity of America, like I said, just being gone. And on top of that, the sheer amount of things we have to focus on inside our own home. We can't be Captain Save the Whole, trying to save the whole damn world at that. We can't sit here and complain about everything, but not focus on anything at the same time as taking in all these other third war ass people. If anything, we should just be accepting the brightest and the best from other countries to help us push America's vision forward. But listen, Gen Z, millennials, we getting the shit end of the stick, and putting America first requires you to really analyze who are we catering to? What resources are immigrants getting from other countries that our own national citizens are not getting? How much of our tax-paying money is just being thrown out to other countries, thrown out to other civilians, thrown out to refuge, thrown out to illegal immigrants, versus how much of that taxpayer money is coming inside and staying here? How much of that taxpayer money is focusing on furthering an actual U.S. citizen? That's what matters. That's why it's talked about so damn much. And we're going to get into it later in this video, but the fraud, it's unhinged. It quite literally is. The amount of fraud and corruption regarding taxpayer money and the funneling it back to Somalia, funneling it to different individuals, taking advantage of actual U.S. citizens. People are fed up. No more. Like, we have gotten as a society too damn nice, too damn empathetic. Oh, it's okay. You're not bothering anybody. You have your own little community here. You do this, you do that. Enough.
You know, they came from paradise and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell and they complain and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
Yeah, how rude is it for you to come to the United States and then complain about it? How about you, if you want to complain so bad, you want to hip and holler about this damn country, go fix your own. Go fix your own. That's not hateful, that's not bigoted, that's not anything other than being realistic and honest. If you hate it here so much and you waving a flag of your home country, go home and fix what you got going on there. How about that? Fix what you have going on there. If you want to complain so bad, if you want to come here, come here. But at least assimilate and at least talk highly about the country. Not talk highly. I'm not asking you to praise the country, but damn, don't shit on it every chance you get.
He's always been a racist, a bigot, a xenophobic, and Islamophobic. We know that he called African nations a shithole in his first administration.
That's because most African nations are shitholes. They literally shit in holes. This wasn't Africa, but I have been the middle of Honduras and I built shitholes. Here's a picture of me actively building a shithole. Yeah, it's a little like abrasive. Like, all these African countries are shitholes, but hell, can we be honest? Can we be real? Is it a blossoming suburbia? Wonderful lands, wonderful roads, wonderful cultures, wonderful low crime, lots of progress. Like, is there some of that there? No. Are they actively shitting in holes? Yeah. Obviously not everywhere. There's people shitting on the streets in Chicago and in Nashville, yeah. Even though we have active plumbing, but in large part, we gotta keep it real.
And we know that when he came down that escalator, he said he was going to stop Muslim immigration into this country.
Is that bad? Again, when does it become hateful to preserve your own nation? When does it become hateful to say America first? When does it become hateful to preserve your own culture? Because to a certain degree, you can label anything Christian phobic, Islamophobic. You can label anything phobic that's just in opposition of, if you want to throw it out this loosely. It opens up a great dialogue and great conversation. But I know for me off the bat, when I hear we don't want Muslim immigrants in this country, I personally, again, I hear, I don't want people coming here not assimilating. I don't want people coming here bringing your own country here. We in America. We do things American here. Every other country has that expectation. Why can't we have that expectation?
It is not surprising that he is going after black immigrants in this country, and it's certainly not surprising that he's choosing a black immigrant community that is also Muslim.
Well, let's look at what the black Muslim community is doing. How are they acting in the streets? How are they changing culture? How are they changing the town? What are they actively doing that's bringing them so much attention and has brought them so many attention for years to come? There's context behind that.
Is that most of us are citizens. On our passport, it says we are nationals of this country. We love that Minnesota has welcomed us. Many of us have not been settled in Minnesota. We chose it as a home because the Minnesota people and the state is beautiful and very welcoming, and we are going to be here regardless of what the president has to say.
I'm all for you being here, but again, just be here and assimilate. Oh, Minnesota has welcomed us. Well, you run it. And something else that Minnesota is filled with is this damn fraud. Reports find Minnesota welfare fraud sent funds to Al-Shabaab through Hawalas. I'm probably butchering that. Long story short, if you don't understand that, basically there's a lot of fraud happening in Minnesota and a lot of funneling of taxpayer money with all these Somalis and different nonprofits, and it is very messy. And we're going to get into this, but we wouldn't have known this was to be the case if it wasn't for Ground News. Ground News is a website and mobile app that makes reading the news so much easier and honestly empowering, since it helps you see the full coverage of what exactly is going on. Every day they're taking in all the different articles from around the world and organizing them by story. And each story comes with a visual breakdown of bias distribution, reliability, and the ownership of all the reporting outlets. For example, the bias distribution on this story right here is incredibly high. It's mainly focused on the right, mainly on the right side of the news is focusing on the story and not so much on the left. And personally, what this tells me is that the left doesn't want to report on all the actual fraud happening in Minnesota because it's going to make the Somalians look bad. They're already dealing with so much right now, but they don't want to highlight that. This type of bias distribution that we see here, where only the right side is talking about it, but the left isn't, this is called a blind spot. And they actually have an entire feed labeled blind spot, which its whole goal is to show you exactly, what is the left talking about but the right isn't, and also what is the right talking about that the left isn't. That way you always see the news that's going on from every side. This is why I have been using Ground News for well over 5 years now. It makes me more equipped to talk about the news because I know I'm actually getting all of the news. If you say I get my news from CNN or I get my news from Fox, great, you're getting only left-wing news and only right-wing news, but Ground News actually allows you to get all the news from everywhere in one spot. So if you want to get involved with this, be sure to tap the link below or scan the QR code here on the screen to get 40% off an unlimited subscription, which comes out to the price of like one coffee a month. And you can use this code to gift it to someone else, which will make for a great Christmas gift. If you want to see the news from a level playing field, then be sure to give Ground News a try.
These people been here for 30 years. And for 30 years, they refuse to assimilate. As a matter of fact, they done turned Minnesota into Little Somalia. Even changed the flag of Minnesota to reflect Somalia.
It's actually real. If you look at the new Minnesota state flag and compare it to all the Somalian flags, they're pretty much the same. He literally changed the flag.
They wasn't trying to be Americans. They were trying to recreate home. But when you tell them it's time to go home, suddenly it's a problem. When you say it's time to pack your bags because your temporary protection is over, honey. It's time to pack your bags and go home. Now suddenly it's a problem. Oh, we Americans though. We Americans. Since when? You ain't never tried to be American.
Since when?
You tried to change America. You tried to create your own little Somalia that you could safely have things your way in. Well, we're telling you that we don't want our cities changed into Somalia. We gonna give you a bus ride, a plane ride, a boat ride, and everything else you need until you back safely in Somalia. And let's hope them boats don't get pirated along the way.
She ain't saying nothing but the truth. If you come in here, assimilate here. Don't come here and then turn it into your own little country. Just assimilate into America ideals and like be here. This is why people are upset at it. You're literally creating a little Somalia in this damn country and people don't want it here. If you hate America, you're against American this, American that, and racism this, racism that, then go take your ass home. Cause obviously here is not home. Never acted or never wanted to be American. Why? But then when we say, okay, but then go back, now it's a problem.
That's not American. That's not what we are about. And we're going to do right by every single person in our cities. And so, to our Somali community, Daman Shabka, Somaliad Kunul, Minnesota, Garahan, Minneapolis, Waan, Kuji,
Negro, that's not American. How are you going to start off with that's not American and then say to our Somali community and then start speaking in their language? You're the mayor of this town in America. What you just did is not even American. This shit pisses me off. You guys, what is happening to this country? The country's up in arms. Everybody's pissed. Everybody's upset at this. Because again, like we just keep giving attention and focus and money to every different thing except ourselves. I don't want shit to do with Somalia. I don't want shit to do with these damn refugees. We refugees in our own country. Shit. We got people out on the streets. We got people dealing with all this debt crisis and horrible food and all the different things. Can we take care of us first? Since we got all this money, we want to be Captain Save a Hole across the whole damn planet. Can we take care of America first for 1 second? Just one? Not even just one. I don't want 1 second because y'all do give 1 second and then y'all give like 59 seconds else to every other country except here. Nah, I'm over it. We're over it. We ain't got shit to do with little Somalia. We got taxpayer money going to this. Buddy, speaking the language and to our Somalian community. No, I don't even think that should be legal. Listen. I don't think it should be legal. I think if you are in office in America, you should be speaking English only, mandatory, because you're in America and that's our language. Could you imagine if officials up in Japan just is only speaking in English? The actual citizens would be up in uproar like we are here. This is crazy.
Somalia Hanulato! Somalia Hanulato!
Somalia! Somalia! Hiran State! Mawisle! Mawisle!
That's why people get upset. That's why people share their opinions out loud and vocal. This is why people find problem with the Somalians and like the people from these Muslim countries because no one's assimilating. This isn't even America. We have a right to stand up and use our voice to preserve and protect our own nation and what makes it great and the customs and traditions that have prevailed through all the different things that we've gone through as a country. At the bare minimum, speaking English should be one of them. At the bare minimum, not waving around and parading another country's flag should be the minimum. This shouldn't even be controversial to say. This shouldn't even be a spicy opinion that you or I have. This is quite literally ridiculous. And it rightfully so makes so many people upset because of how much taxpayer money is just being thrown away. Going back to the whole fraud scheme of all the money and the people that have been indicted so far. It's a problem. $250 million, you guys. $250 million just like kaboosh. People are fed up. People are scamming America. People are taking advantage of America. And rightfully so, people are pissed about it. Because we're tired of being taken advantage of. We're tired of being used. We're tired of focusing on everyone else except ourselves.
The mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey, is saying that he's actually proud to have the largest Somali community in the country, and his police chief
Well, then he's a fool.
Well, his police chief is also
I
saying
wouldn't be proud to have the largest Somalian. Look at their nation. Look how bad their nation is. It's not even a nation. It's just people walking around killing each other. Look, these Somalians have taken billions of dollars out of our country. They've taken billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah, the mayor is stupid, and that's not a flex. Oh, I'm proud to have the largest Somalian community. What happened to just having a large American community? That sentence alone is crazy to me. The largest Somalian community. How about just the largest American community? Or even like if they did immigrate here, largest Somali American like community. But like when we go to where you're at, you're met with like a different country essentially. That's not a flex. You don't have an American city. You just have a little Somalia. That's not good.
And most of those people, they have destroyed Minnesota, okay? Minnesota, you have an incompetent governor. You have a crooked governor. He's crooked as hell, but he's incompetent. Walz he should be ashamed. That beautiful land, that beautiful state, it's a hellhole right now. And the Somalians should be out of here. They've destroyed our country. And all they do is complain, complain, complain. You have her. She's always talking about the Constitution provides me with, go back to your own country and figure out your Constitution. All she does is complain about this country. And without this country, she would not be in very good shape. She probably wouldn't be alive right now.
This is the shit that people missed. This OG Trump. This classic Trump, ripping her to shreds. And it's so true. This Constitution, go fix your own Constitution. You hipper and hollering about Somalia so damn much, speaking the language, flying the flag, go. Depart. First flight, go. I don't understand why you are here in the first place if it's that bad. You wouldn't even be alive. They don't represent the interests of our country. You always waving the other flag and speaking that damn language. Why? You clearly are only putting forward Somalian ideals and culture and identity. Go there. I think that's so absurd to come to another country and create your own country inside that country. And again, I'm consistent across the board with these little ass Chinatowns and Mexico villages and all that kind of stuff. No, I'm all for you having a different vibe and being inspired by something. But I think at the bare minimum, businesses, English only. You can speak and translate in another language. But I think we have advertising rules. I think if you are advertising in this country, it's only in English and you're only speaking English. You can translate other things, but I should be able to go in every single store, every single business in America and read what's going on. And I should be able to drive down the street and see every single billboard and see what's going on. It's always disturbed me seeing billboards in other languages. It always has. I'm cool with an airport. I'm cool with different languages and signs inside of an airport. That makes sense. Maybe in like big touristy areas. Sure. Other than that, we in America. This business is, I know some people speak English in other countries. I get it. But I'm not expecting to go to Tokyo and see American billboards, American signs, and English this, English that. No, because I'm over there. I'm in their country. So if you're here in this country, you're abiding by this country's rules and ideals.
I live in Minneapolis. I've had Somali doctors, nurses, servers, Uber drivers. There are students here. I've shopped next to Somali families at the Mall of America. There's an indoor soccer place near me where Somalis frequently play while their partners and their kids sit at tables and do homework, or read a book, or look at TikTok. There are about 60,000 Somalis in the state of Minnesota out of 6 million people, and about 500 of them are under temporary protected status. The rest are legalized residents or naturalized citizens. There are not roaming gangs of Somalis on the streets.
We've seen videos where that's the case. You can't blanket statement and say that there's not. There definitely is, but I'm gonna let him continue.
80% of crime here is not caused by Somalis. Shame on Tom Emmer for telling such a dangerous lie, and shame on President Trump for using the alleged actions of a small number of people to demonize an entire group of my fellow Minnesotans.
I think what frustrates people is that when that said group isn't even calling out the small pocket, that's a problem in itself. But then two, you're in America. Like when people say Somali takeover, I understand exactly what they're saying. In that elementary school that we reacted to, all them little girls who are wearing hijabs, that's a takeover. An American elementary school where every little girl has on a hijab? What are we doing? That's quite literally a takeover. It's 5 a.m. calls to prayer mosque. That's quite literally a takeover. People don't want it. People are sick and tired of it. I understand that they're nice Somalians and people been minding their business and they're just doing their thing. But that opens up the bigger conversation of, again, like the melting pot versus mosaic. And there's a lot of people that are being vocal right now about, say America's a mosaic, these little ass tiles of other countries and ideas that's not American growing. Their tiles are doubling. And it's turning into like a beautiful mosaic of different colors to like big ass colors now just bidding up to almost, I'm not trying to fearmonger, I'm just giving an example. I've never said this on this channel, but like a Civil War type where you can see all the different cultures maybe peacefully coexisting next to each other, but like to what end? Because at the end of the day, America is an experiment. It is. So I understand that aspect, but I'd love to take away more from the experiment side and have some laid out like rules and conditions. And I would love to preserve this idea that it is a melting pot, that we're all peacefully, cohesively like merging together instead of just dealing with each other. So I don't know where this goes, and I'm only seeing it go in an area that I don't like. I'm not saying there's gonna be some civil war or some shit like that, no, but I am saying that if we're looking at it as mosaic tiles, these tiles of different communities are growing, and the actual like American tile is tired of feeling like non-American in certain areas of this country. I get every area has its own vibe. That's why I love traveling. Like, there's different cities and have different vibes and different like micro cultures, sure, but it's still America, you know? And I still want that. I'm cool with diversity. I'm like different things, different foods, different music, cool. But there comes a point where we do need to preserve some type of ideals of what America is, and that's not wrong for us to want.
What's it like being a Muslim here in the United States?
I'm not speaking English, only one Somali language.
What does it mean to you to be a part of Islam?
I don't know, I'm not speaking English very well.
How are you? Do any of you speak English? English? No. Can women speak on camera? No.
This looks like a third world country. This looks like he's not even in America, and that's the problem. I ain't even ever been here to make this. I've been to the airport. Oh, I was at the airport and they were doing, I'm not trying to be offensive, but they're like doing the prayers in the corner. And I was like, what the fuck? What is going on? I've never seen that before. It was all over the airport. Everybody's in there tucked away in the little corners praying. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? That was here. I felt like I wasn't in America. I felt like I was in an international airport. Granted, it is an international airport, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I felt like I was not here. This doesn't even look like America.
I kept going because I wanted to speak with some more of the elders here to see if they could share their story about coming here from Somalia and how they've seen the rise firsthand. However,
Hello.
None of them spoke English.
How are you? Can I ask any of you guys some questions? No? Speak English?
English no.
No? Do any of you speak English?
After a few interviews, somebody came up to us angry because we were asking people about the rise of Islam inside this community.
My name is Dick Shirley.
What are you doing?
My name is Dick Shirley. I'm a YouTuber. We're doing a video on the rise of Islam here in the United States.
The rise of Islam.
Yeah, it's the #1 converting religion.
The rise of Islam. Make it make sense for me.
Yeah, it's the #1 it's the #1 converting religion in the United States. So we're doing a top
the
subject on it.
#1 converting religion in the United States.
It's like the #1 growing religion. So.
Wait, isn't it after Christ?
What?
Isn't it after Christ?
This guy wouldn't show his face on camera, and this conversation kept going for a few minutes, and he demanded that we deleted the footage of the interviews that we took here on the street. I said no, and he said, you better go, and we're gonna make sure you leave.
I've never been in a situation like that while I've been filming, where somebody comes out of nowhere.
First off, I always promote him to friends. This is Nick Shirley, good friend of mine. He be stressing me out. That's like, he be in these situations. Shout out to him. Like, man on the street interviews and like actively like going to the source. He be in them streets. I will commentate. I will go when I can. Like, we've gone to different rallies and stuff, but like dealing and getting hit and punched all the time. No, Nick, you need to be careful. But again, this points back to Somali takeovers. When you say Somali takeover, it sounds a little aggressive, but it's just this. You're just walking down the street. Nobody speak English in your own country. Everybody covered up. People telling you to go away, put the camera down, go away. This is why they get so much attention. Because it's crazy. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy.
Carmel Mall was packed on the 4th floor with people from the Somali community and people coming out in support. On Friday, President Trump said that he would immediately terminate temporary deportation protections from Somalis living in Minnesota, blaming them for fraud in Minnesota.
We're not here by accident. We're here to stay forever.
There are currently 500 Somalis in Minnesota living with these protections and a total of 700 nationwide. Many expect this to be challenged in court, but in the meantime, Somalis here say they are fearful of what's to come.
People are always going to be fearful, but we're telling our people we're greater than fear. We have resilience. We're people that are brave.
You gonna be brave on that damn plane back to Somalia. We got too much going on in America. We have too much going on in America. Too many things we need to work on for our own citizens. To be taking in these refugees all the time and people looking for safe havens. America needs a safe haven, damn it. We need our own safe haven. Enough is enough. Enough is enough, okay? It is time to put America first. It is time to focus on the benefit of this country and not the downfall of this country. That look like our protests from a third world country. That look like our protests from anywhere but America.
Temporary status is revoked. Federal law states it can't take effect earlier than 60 days after publication of that notice. And it has to come from the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem.
What the president is doing is un-American.
Un-American? Of all things, you want to say that? You want to say that? I'm trying not to pop off. Because you're un-American. Look at you.
Protected Status Program for Somalis was launched in 1991 by President George H.W. Bush. It grants protections to eligible people who can't return to their homeland safely due to civil war or natural disasters.
What we decided to do is to bring our community in the heart of in the Somali community here in Minnesota, which is Carmel Mall, to show that, you know, our neighbors are with us, Minnesotans are with us, and we're all together in this fight.
Why can't we just be together? With us, the Somalis, we're American. Why is that such a missing gap for people? Why is that like not a thing you want to do is assimilate into American culture? Because clearly your culture done went decrepit. Something don't work.
No word yet on if or when the removal of temporary status will take place, but experts say if someone is under temporary protected status from Somalia, to check with them on legal counsel to see what their options are.
I hate this idea. I hate the idea of protected status because we got American citizens that need to be protected. Seeking refuge for, you know, civil war, natural disasters. New Orleans still needs help. Flint, Michigan, help. The Appalachians, help. There's so much we could be focusing on here in America. Agriculture can get a ramp up. Our infrastructure can get a ramp up. Clean pipes, clean water. But we want to be Captain Save-A-Ho for everybody else. We stop being a pimp. Damn it. We need to let some of these hoes go. We need to let some of these hoes go. America is a pimp. America is a pimp named Slickback. America is a pimp in all its hoes, all its other countries. Browse throughout. Ooh, I want some money. Ooh, give me this, give me that, give me this. I get some refugees over here. Give me a bag over here. We need money for this. We need money for that. And I feel like it's like the good citizens that's tired of being a pimp. It's good citizens. It's the taxpayer money. It's the tax-paying citizens. So you know what? These pimps need to be put down. Enough with the hoes. Enough with the other countries. Let them loose. Let them go. We need to free ourselves from our hoery. Free ourselves from having all these damn hoes of the countries out here taking our money and we being a pimp. No. I'm tired of being a pimp.
arinta kale ku soo xigta waxay tahay hadii qof u maleynaysid inuu aad hubin inuu yahay dawladda inuu ka soco sida
leave. This shouldn't be legal. Matter of fact, it should be legal if you're talking to the people that don't understand it. They need to get out of this damn country. Minneapolis Police Department.
qof kasta iska soo xiran kara dharka waxaan ku leenahay waxa inaad soo wacdo Minneapolis Police 911 911 waa inaad soo wacdo si aad u hubsato inuu qofkan horta police ma yahay in qof kasta ma taqaan dharka iska soo xiran kara oo dadkeena markaa handidi kara maadaama ay dhacday magaaladani in lagu dilay laba qof
Do you see why people upset? Do you see why this is such a national conversation all the damn time? What is happening?
fursad u helay madaxweynaheena madaxweynaha Soomaaliya madaxweyne Xasan Sheikh Maxamuud inaan maanta ku soo dhaweyno Minneapolis.
Our president of Somalia. Oh my gosh, you guys. Taxpayer money pays for her. And she's saying that her president isn't even Trump. Her president is in Somalia. Our president. Why are you serving office? Why? Leave. You're not focusing on the betterment of America. You're not. That's not your goal. That's not your mission. You don't care about America. We're going to power through.
madaxweyne Xasan Sheikh Maxamuud inaan maanta ku soo dhaweyno Minneapolis. aniga iyo madaxweynaha special relationship aan qabnaa. aniga adeeraan ugu wacaa asigana gabarteeyu idhahaa. madaxweyne sidii qof kasta uu u yiri mininkaaga waaye ku soo dhawow Minneapolis. aad iyo aad aan ugu faraxsanahay in maanta madaxweynaheena aad tahay. Soomaaliya dadka meeshaan wada joogo dhan waa gurigooda annaga ma dareensannihin in ay naga tahay meel naga fog. Soomaaliya wadnaheenay ku nooshahay, qalbigeenay ku jirtaa, maalin kasta aan ka fikirnaa Soomaaliya.
What the was that? I hope this video has highlighted a different side for you all to see. Why Somalia is always another conversation that's being had about this country. 1. 2, why Trump is like kind of going after and like, you know what, enough is enough. We need to put a stop to this. And 3, we touched on a little bit the fraud schemes that have been going on in Minnesota, and that's more developing. So I'm gonna make a whole video dedicated just to that because there's so much to unpack with how the fraud even got there to begin with. Very shady. But all in all, why so many people have issue with Somalians? Why so many people are having more issue with what's happening in Dearborn, Michigan, and in Minnesota in general because of, again, it's not even so much the rise of immigration, but it's the lack of assimilation. It's the lack of people maintaining the core identity of what America is. And instead, they're always complaining about America and then bringing in their ideals and their culture and everything that made their own country, their country, that they fled to come here. Which begs the bigger question, why are you here in the first place? If you don't like America for what it is, why are you here? That's the question at hand. But you guys, I would love to have your opinion below. Was I dramatic? Were there some things that I said were like, Amir, that's a little bit much, or not? Or was I a little bit sane? Because you guys, something needs to happen. At some point, we are losing what America is. At some point, something needs to be done about where the society is heading and how much we're allowing to happen. Stores, billboards using other languages, police departments, mayors waving flags of other countries. We're quite literally losing America before our eyes. It's not even being dramatic. It's slowly happening right before our very eyes. And we need to have a conversation about it. We do, and nothing's wrong about it. So again, let me know your thoughts below. Like, what do you think about this? Do you live in Minneapolis? Do you live in Dearborn? Have you seen the rise of this? What is it like for you? I'd love to know your story, so please share them below. And as always, aside from this entire video, talking to you, or if you're just listening, you're listening to me. If it's both y'all on the couch, one of y'all on the couch, one of you in bed, two of you in bed, you in the car, you're on a walk, I'm on your phone, your TV, it don't matter. Whatever you're going through right now, you will make it through. Genuinely, like, I don't know what's going on in your life. Like, it doesn't matter if it's friends, family, work, health, personal goals lacking, family, like there's so much that can be going on in your life right now, but we all got shit going on. But the best thing about it is that you're gonna make it through. because it's called going through it for a reason. You're not stuck there. You're going to survive. It's all just a season in your life right now. Probably sucks. A little hard. I'm not gonna lie. But you can power through. You will make it through, especially if you're sitting here watching this video. If you're a supporter and a subscriber of Amir Odom, oh, you're built for this. Whatever you got going on in your life right now, you're built for it. So I need you to hunker down, get your shit together, and power through, because I know you will. So with that being said, I love you guys very, very much. I thank you so much for your time. Most importantly, I don't take your time for granted. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you spending your evening with me, day, night, morning, it don't matter. Just thank you for watching this video. And of course, I'll catch you in the next episode. Deuces.